We are joined right now by new Padres catcher Kyle Higashioka. Kyle, we had a chance to talk on the phone, but it's great meeting you in person. Good seeing you here in Arizona. How you been?
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
It's our pleasure. We just saw Brett Sullivan walk by. Some of the guys have been checking in this morning. How has it been for you? First camp, new state for the first camp, new team, bunch of new faces, and all that. How's it been so far?
It's been great.
Good.
I feel like I've been settling in well with the guys and the staff, and it's kind of like business as usual still, but there's just a lot of new faces, which is actually great because it hasn't been much of an adjustment period, and I feel like I'm just fitting right in with the way things are working.
So my partner, we've been together 6 years, and there's still people we've worked with in the entire time. He still has no idea. Will it take you 6 seasons?
Learn everybody's name. It's so hard.
Will it take you 3? How does that's got to be tough though?
He's a catcher. That's he's got to know everybody.
Hey, bud, you fastball, right?
Yeah.
Luckily, you have the names and numbers.
I feel bad if I don't know somebody's name when I walk past them. So it's like
stressful.
I just try to learn a few new people every day.
There you go. It's a good way to do it.
And we talked about this a little bit when you joined us on the phone, but you are coming over with a number of guys that you already played with the New York Yankees, a bunch of the pitchers. Then they signed Wandy Peralta as well. So does that ease things a little bit to have kind of a group that's familiar with each other? Just it feels like you're not on your own on an island.
Yeah. I'm sure that's made a difference too. But yeah, I mean, it's been really good so far and super easy to assimilate with the team. So
well, I was asking you because when you got here, your wife dropped you off to work, a little nice kiss goodbye by the car. She took off, and I said, "Hey, listen, you got one car. Drop me off at work. You take the car for the rest of the day." I wanted to ask you though, like we talked on the phone, it's tough, man. You're with an organization for your entire career. You get traded to another organization. The finding of a home and a place to stay and all that, logistically, how difficult has that been for you?
Not too bad. I mean, I didn't own any places in Tampa or New York, so it's kind of just business as usual for me. And find a place every spring and find a place for the season, and so
you're used to expensive rentals then. So you'll love San Diego. It's going to be great. You'll slide right in.
Yeah. New York's not cheap.
No, not at all. San Diego isn't either, but you feel like you are spending money that's worthwhile because you get to live in just the most beautiful city in the country.
Yeah. I mean, it's just from being there for Joe's like mini camp.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So
it's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Awesome.
What's this catcher's room like, Kyle? I mean, we know Luis Camposano for a few years now, kind of still a young guy. Coming up, very promising. Brett Sullivan just walked in, a guy kind of a veteran who's trying to stick on the team, maybe one of the final roster spots. I got Kevin Plawecki is here as well. Tell me about kind of the group of catchers that we've got here.
Yeah, it's been a great group of guys. I mean, we're having a lot of fun every day, and just overall, it's been it's a really fun group of guys, but.
Sullivan. We're hearing stories.
Yeah, we hear stories about.
We didn't know about this.
So you called him Sully when he walked in. Do you know his real nickname?
No.
Booty. And I don't know. I'm not pranking you. I swear to God, I'm not going to send you in there and say, "Hey, Booty," and you get socked in the eye. That's really Jesse Agler, our broadcaster, said that's his actual nickname is Booty. And did we ever figure out?
I'm not sure if we know why.
Paulie, you got it.
Yeah.
So when he was young, he had a baby brother, and he tried to call him his buddy. But he kept saying,
"Booty."
It's his booty.
Yep, that's right. So they call him Booty. But he seems
nice.
like a pretty dynamic guy, as does Campy and the rest of you guys. So seems like a good group.
Yeah, it's a great group of guys. It's not always like this. So
that's cool.
We don't take it for granted.
That's really cool. So when you say it's not always like this, we talked a little bit to a couple of guys yesterday about the competition aspect of this game. And we talked to actually the skipper about it as well. And he said, when a team is going at its best, the guys that they're in competition with are still helping each other. And it kind of blew my mind a little bit. And he said, that's when you know that you've got a good squad. You find that to be true as well?
Yeah. Everybody's got to be pulling on the same side of the rope, even if you're competing. And I mean, my view is, if you're playing well, they're gonna find playing time for you, no matter what. But it doesn't do the team any good to be kind of standoffish or not helping out your guys. So
Talking to Padres catcher Kyle Higashioka, and we're trying to get to know some of the pitchers here in camp. I assume you've had a chance to work with most of them, if not in games, certainly out there on the bullpen mounds. What's your kind of impression of some of the arms? Any observations that you've made for the Padres pitchers so far?
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think we got a good staff. I'm pretty impressed with all the arms here, and I'd say there's been a few guys that I didn't know coming into this camp that have really impressed, and the guys I've caught in the games have thrown really well. So I'm pretty impressed with the guys. Yeah, there's some power arms. There's some finesse guys as well. Obviously, some of the young guys are the ones that our fan base is really excited about, and really some of the guys that you came over with. Drew Thorpe, I caught video of his changeup, and it's pretty nasty. When you look at Drew Thorpe, they were talking about this on the broadcast. He looks like he should throw harder than he does, doesn't he? I mean, he is really athletic.
He's super athletic. Yeah.
He's built really, really well. So, I mean, I don't know.
But his changeup's so good. He doesn't have to power up.
The changeup is so good, and it looks exactly like the fastball coming out. And I mean, that's personally my favorite type of changeup, is the one that you can't distinguish from the heater. No matter how it moves, if it looks exactly like the fastball and it's got 10 miles an hour or so difference, I mean, that's devastating.
What's the worst pitch to catch?
Have you caught Waldron's knuckleball?
The knuckleball. All right,
yeah.
It looks nasty. He wants to throw it. The catcher's like, shake that. No, we don't want to throw that right now. It looks so
you don't see a lot of them in baseball anymore. Have you ever caught a knuckleball before Matt Waldron?
No, not before Waldo.
It's pretty dirty. What about splitty? Splitties can be pretty tough on you guys as well.
Yeah. It just depends on how it comes out. Like the fork balls sometimes can knuckle a little bit. Yeah. But a traditional split is just like a hard changeup.
Yeah.
Yu Darvish has such a large repertoire. I've catchers have to kind of learn detailed signs. I guess you've got the pitch com now, but in terms of how many different pitches he throws, different breaks on different pitches, how is that learning with Yu Darvish?
It's been good so far. I mean, I think one of the good things he does, he kind of, takes some of the reins in calling his own game as well. So, for a guy who has like 9 pitches, that eases a lot of the burden, because sometimes you don't know like which specific break that he wants to go with. And so it's nice when he can convey that to us through the pitch com, that's been good.
For talking to Kyle Higashioka here on Ben and Woods this morning. For a catcher, it's just such a remarkable position in that you got a game plan, you got to talk to your pitchers, you got to constantly be communicating, and you're also counted on these days to produce at the plate. I mean, the catcher that can also hit is just such a valuable piece. Do you ever find it hard to get your work in because you're doing so much on the defensive side of the ball? Like, is it hard to balance those two?
You learn to balance it.
Do you?
Yeah. Because I mean, if you don't
hit,
if you really don't hit, then you're not playing.
Fair enough.
Anymore.
Yeah.
That's why catchers are always here so early.
That's exactly. They got more work than everybody.
Yeah, you just got to show up a little earlier.
There you go.
Last one for me. I know you got to get your day started. We saw Michael King yesterday. Obviously, you got to work with him with the Yankees. Very excited. I didn't know much about him until the Padres had traded for him, but what do you think is kind of the ceiling there as he develops now into a full-time starting pitcher here with the Padres?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to put like a ceiling on him or create some unrealistic expectations, but I mean, just from my vantage point, I think the sky's the limit for him. I mean, it's just going to be how he handles the higher workload of being a starter and going through the season and staying healthy, and so that's the name of the game, is consistency and availability. So I think for him the sky's the limit, and I think the world of him. So I think he can be whatever he wants to be and all that stuff. So it's it's about him and me and Campy getting him through a successful season.
Love it, man. Thanks so much for your time this morning, Kyle Higashioka. Everybody,
can we get you to sign our bat?
Oh yeah,
our charity bat
our charity
for
bat.
all of our guests that come by. But this guy's an amateur guitar player as well. I think he mentioned that.
Did you bring your axe out here?
He wants to do some licks at some point.
Damn it!
So at some point he wants to jam together and see what you got. What's your favorite thing to play on the guitar as you sign the bat? Do you have like one top song?
Well,
is
there's
your
video of him
best
playing
choice?
The Trooper by Iron Maiden, which is pretty damn difficult to play.
Yeah, there's the Trooper. Actually, somebody in the media, I forget who I was talking to, but he reminded me that Hell's Bells is actually one of my go-to songs. So
Perfect.
it's kind of a perfect
You're
situation
Dude,
with
you're in the right,
Hoffy.
You're in the right spot then. You need to. Have you played it for Hoffy yet?
No.
All right, Hoffy loves guitar players.
I have
we
to
watch some guitar.
I got to practice first. I don't want to disrespect him.
I get.
Hoppy's dream was to be a rock star.
Do you know
before
that?
being a baseball player.
It was his dream. He wanted to be a rock star before a baseball player. I said, "You can't have it all, buddy. You're in the Hall of Fame, so
have it all.
You're fine." Thanks so much,
Kyle. Nice to meet you in person. Thank you very much.
Can we call you
guys.
Higgy?
Oh, yeah.
Higgy? All right, good.
I'm Higgins, so I can also be Higgy
Okay,
as well.
good.
But all right, Kyle Higashioka, Padres catcher.